Coming up on the Sports Desk. Whoa, Nelly. It's week 10 of the prep football season. We have highlights from West versus Torrance, and it's the Civil War match between the Saxons and Spartans. Plus, we have highlights from the volleyball court and much, much more. Get ready for plenty of sauce. The Sports Desk is coming up right now. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another saucy edition of the Sports Desk. I'm your host, Collin Kushner. For those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome to the kingdom of Boom Sauce Land. And for everyone else, thanks for bringing me back into your homes once again. You know the drill. Hit me up on Twitter with pics and video showing your school spirit, hanging at sporting events, or if you want, you can just say what up and we can chat about some sports. I just ask one favor. Please don't hate on the Red Wings, Pistons, Lions, University of Michigan Athletics, or ASU Athletics. Since all those teams are extra mediocre right now, I'm a little vulnerable here. Week 10, otherwise known as the final week of the prep football regular season, officially wrapped up, and yeah, it went by pretty fast, right? Crazy finish to the regular season, and my pre-week 10 predictions were incorrect as usual. Starting over at Tata Nation, Torrance has been flying high after their week 9 dub over Centennial. I mean, how could they not? When you go 80% of the way through a season without a victory, how could you not be pumped when the time expires and you see that you finish with more points than the other team? Now, West, on the other hand, well, they finally got their groove back. Remember, at one point earlier in the year, they had lost 3 straight, something that hasn't happened since 2012. But since, it's been a totally different story. They have rattled off 2 dubs in a row for just the second time this season. The Tatas haven't beaten the Warriors since 2008. Miley Cyrus and T.I. were actually still relevant. Yeah, Tatas, Warriors to Peterson. We go. West averaging over 43 points during their last 2 wins, while the Tatas are coming off their biggest scoring output of 2015. Let's pick it up in the first quarter. No score. Torrance punting, blocked by West. That's going to be a Warrior ball at around the 20-yard line. The ensuing drive leads to a field goal, 3-0 West. Torrance can't convert 4th down, so Brett Peabody and co take over. Peabody rolling, pointing, lobs it, corner, touchdown. West up 10-0 early. Next, Warriors offensive possession. Michael Timmerman. Nice run. He's going to get down at around the 20-yard line. A few plays later, Brylan Beauchamp's like, I can run too, brother. He finishes off the drive with a TD. West up 17-0. We're still in the first quarter, everybody. Next, West offensive possession. Mr. Peabody to Cody Whistler over the top. Nice grab. A few plays later, Peabody looks. Michael Timmerman, touchdown. Timmerman can run and he can catch. Dual threat. It's dual threat, 24-zip. Then Torrance's Jerome Duhan fumbles, picked up by Michael Timmerman. Running. Touchdown. 31-0 at the end of the first. West stays in the driver's seat. 52-14 is your final from Peterson. Yeah, that's now 3 straight wins for the Warriors to run out the regular season clock. West finishes up 6-4 overall and 4-1 in league play. Torrance, on the other hand, well, their tumultuous 2015 officially comes to a close. They finish up 1-9 overall and 1-4 in league play. It's Torrance's worst finish since 2009. Some of you were probably listening to Lady Gaga's 2 hit songs that year, Dance and Poker Face. I can proudly say that I wasn't. It's time for hashtag crunching the numbers. Since 2009, West has won each of its last 7 meetings with Torrance. To get even more mathematical for you, West is averaging over 36 points offensively during their last 7 wins against the Tatas. But hey, brother, defense wins championships. Averaged up, the Warrior D is only allowing 16 points versus the Tartars since 2009. Civil War! Who is ready for a quick history lesson? Yeah, I thought so. Me too. The year was 1861. I wasn't born yet, and I don't think you were either. The Civil War began that year, the North versus the South. General Ulysses S. Grant helped lead the Union Army to victory over Robert E. Lee and the Confederates in 1865. While the North may have won the actual Civil War on the gridiron, the winner of the Torrance version changes each year. The North Saxons, led by General Todd Croce, haven't lost since week 0. Since that loss, they have won their last 8 games and have allowed donuts in 5 of those. Donuts. Yeah, North has been #killing it. Down south, the Spartans have been led by General Josh Wainwright. The Spartans started off 2015 hot with 4 straight dubs, but unfortunately, just like the weather here in the South Bay, they've cooled down since. South has lost their last 2 and has given up 90 points in those 2 losses. South versus North, Civil War! The Green Squad hasn't beaten the Blue Squad since 2011. Look at it, senior night, Mike Juarez. Some nice candy, good. Let's pick it up in the first quarter, no score. Collin Kushner punts. Mike Juarez on the return. He fumbles it, he doesn't do that often. Recovered by South's Cameron Dillon. Ensuing Spartan drive, Cameron Dillon, touchdown. South up 7-0. To the second, same score, Mike Juarez. Quarterback sneak, XP no good. Spartan's still in the driver's seat, and the South D was on point in this one. Juarez gets sacked. Same North drive just a couple plays later. Mike Juarez having trouble with ball control. Noah Harrison applies the pressure. Ball gets ripped out. Juarez bobbles it, and it's going to get recovered by South. Juarez under duress all night long. Fast forward to the fourth. 14-6, South up. Noah Harrison takes the punt off the hop. This is pretty amazing. Harrison looks. He's like, uh-oh. I better go the other way. Harrison takes the edge, and he has the entire Saxon D following him. Harrison, he's on his way. Noah Harrison's going to do the unthinkable here. Can he go all the way? I'm out of breath. Touchdown. Wow. That's a sussy play nominee. South up 20-6. But hold your horses. We're going to go to the fourth. Mike Juarez and co. making a little bit of a comeback. Juarez hits Allman. Touchdown. North down by 7. Ensuing Saxons onside kick. Doink! That's going to go out of bounds. Can't do that. South thing's on to win the Civil War game 20-13. North started off the regular season campaign with a loss and, well, ends it with a loss too. The Saxons finish 8-2 overall and 4-1 in league. It's North's first Pioneer League crown since 2012, which coincidentally also happens to be the last time they were in the CIF finals. On the flip side, the Green Squad finally snaps that 3-game skid at the hands of the Saxons, but they miss out on the playoffs for the second time since 2010. Time for #crunching the numbers part 2. Since 2010, North and South have met up 6 times and have banana split it right down the middle. During South's 3 wins versus North, they have scored 78 points. In North's 3 dubs, they have scored, can I get a drum roll? I'll do it myself, 91 points. Now, when Todd Croce and Josh Wainwright play against each other, it's not just for wins and losses, but also bragging rights. Let's just say the two have a relationship that goes back a long, long way. Coach
Croce was my first football coach. We've been friends since I was 14. That's, 26 years, and I have nothing but respect for him. I look up to him, I admire him. He played for Coach Moore at Uganda. My coach got the job at South, and they're both the reason I coach. And then Coach Croce moved up the ranks as I moved up in high school. He was my freshman coach. Back then it was sophomores. Then when we went to varsity, he was our varsity assistant coach. In our senior year, he was our offensive coordinator. In fact, he called one of the greatest moments of my high school career for South against North right down there in the end zone. So I remind him of that time to time. But
that's cool.
Yeah, sure. It's a good relationship.
Thanks, Coach Wainwright. You know what time it is, Ken? Cue it up. DJ Collin. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind. I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. I love that song, if you couldn't tell. Bishop Montgomery football is in the process of doing something they haven't done since Ed Hotchkiss' first year as the head coach. Win at least 9 games. The Knights started off hot and won their first 3 games before running into the Tasmanian Devil and the El Segundo Eagles in Week 4. But no worries, they rebounded and have since won 5 in a row, scoring at least 40-plus points in 3 of those wins. Because all I do is win, 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 and if you're going to put your hands in the air, make them stay there. Bishop Montgomery jumps all over Bourbon Day, 51-14. Ouch! Someone call a doctor. The black and gold finish up 9-1 overall and a perfect 3-0 in South Catholic League play. Which also happens to lead me to my next point. The Knights pick up their second outright league title in the last 6 years. Matis Yahu's hit song was King Without a Crown. Bishop's is King with the Crown. Boom! We going to the playoffs. What? We going to the playoffs. What? It's going to be the Knights' 6th straight playoff appearance. They haven't made it past the first round in any of those trips. The Black and Gold's dub over the Eagles wasn't just any win. Some history was made in the process. Quarterback Brendan Mirafino sets a new school record for most TD passes in a game. He tosses 5, breaking Mark Nguyen's record of 4 against Bosco Tech back in 2010. It's arm day, brother. No legs. Congrats again, Brendan. Sir, you have just been knighted. Bishop's last 9-win season was back in 2010. Also happens to be Ed Hotchkiss' first year as the Black and Gold's head coach. That year, their only regular season loss was to Gundo in week 3. Now, your mind is about to be blown. You ready? Okay. Bishop's only regular season loss this year was to Gundo, except instead of week 3, it was in week 4. What? I want to rock and roll all night and partay every day. Sounds fun. Sounds like a wild time, right? Kiss was one of my favorite bands ever. Staying on the topic of Bishop Montgomery Knights football, former Knight OMARR Smith was recently tabbed as the new head coach of the LA Kiss. During his time at Bishop, Smith was a 3-time All-League selection and 2-time Daily Breeze All-Area selection. From there, he played college ball at San Jose State, go Spartans, and then went on to have a successful career in the Arena Football League, capturing 4 Arena Bowl titles as a player and 3 as a coach. Not just yet, Mr. Smith was also inducted into the 2014 Arena Football Hall of Fame. Pretty impressive resume, definitely LinkedIn worthy for sure. Oh, and OMARR has the same birthday as yours truly. Woo woo! Before we head to break, I'd like to give a special shout out to Barbara Crawford and the rest of her family. Thanks for sending that awesome email and tuning into the show each week. Thanks for liking how I pronounce Saxons. Boom sauce! All right, everybody, when we come back, we have highlights and reactions from the final week of the Prep girls volleyball season. Plus, I'll get you caught up with all of your other Prep news. Don't even think about it. Getting off the couch.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
My name is Alyssa.
And I'm Nicole.
And we're from West High Cheer.
You're watching the Sports Deck with Collin Kushner. Boom sauce!
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks to the West High Cheer Squad for getting in on the hashtag Boom Sauce movement. Hit me up on Twitter with pics and video from sporting events all over town, or if you just want to say what up, well, you could do that too. It's the Civil War Part 2, but on the volleyball court. Just like I talked about earlier in the show, history said that North beat the South during the American Civil War. That's true. Well, apparently in the world of prep sports in Torrance, history is wrong. South volleyball has been straight up dominant, especially in league play. South hasn't lost a league match in 2 years. Like I've said on previous shows, that last league loss was to the North Saxons. South got their brooms out and swept the Saxons in their first meeting this year. But before we get to the game, of course you gotta do a little cheer. Get everyone pumped up. First set, Spartans up by a few. Carly Easley serves. Renee Bryden says two-handed putback. South increases their lead. Very next play. Norris Aaron Howell, she's gonna wind up big with the big lefty, but Renee Bryden and Gina Cortesi team up for the block. Spartans going to take set numero uno. Set 2, 6-3 Spartan lead. Gina Cortesi, ace of spades. South up by 4. A few plays later, Spartans still up. Bailey Oliver, she's gonna get set up. Boom sauce! She goes for the kill. South back to a 4-point lead. Very next play, Tracy Fulci from North is like, I want to get in on the kill party too. But her invitation was lost in the mail. Point Saxons, they're only down by 3. Later in the second, match point for South. Michaela Clark off the netting, ace. South takes that to 25-19, and the third for the sweep of the Saxons. Since the Spartans lost to North on October 24th, 2013, South has now won 23 straight Pioneer League matches. Why did I say that with such conviction? Because that's insane. But you know me, I'm not going to stop right there. Out of those 23 straight league dubs, 21 of them have been, are you kidding me, sweeps? Oh yeah, and they just captured their 8th straight Pioneer League crown for the cherry on top. Good. Here's coach and senior Bailey Oliver talking about what it means to grab their 8th straight Pioneer League title.
It means that I've been very lucky to have a lot of good players over more than the last 8 years. We've put in a lot of hard work to be really good and to be consistent every year.
South has an amazing program, and I've been so lucky to have been a part of it for 4 years.
Meanwhile, over in Tata Nation, Coach Squire and co have an interesting 2015 to say the least. But the Tartars brought out their brooms against Centennial, putting Torrance back in the win column before their season finale date with that team from out west. Torrance hasn't won back-to-back matches, excluding tourney play, all year, and West is looking to rebound after that loss to the Spartans. Senior night for the Totters. There's Alana Salva. Oh, Mom, come on, don't do that. You're embarrassing me. Senior night, of course, you ought to team up for a picture with the bouquet of flowers. Since joining the Pioneer League, the Warriors have taken down Torrance in each of their 3 meetings coming into this one. Ton of fun. And then, of course, the West squad, they should be cheering shortly as well. Let's pick it up in the first set for all. Torrance's Nicole Nash serves. Carly Bozen, paging anybody from my team. No one's there. Point Tadas a few plays later. West down 8-4. Cassie Laviaga, a little one-handed. I'm going to look like I'm going to spike it, but I'm really not. Point Warriors, they cut the deficit to 3. Plenty of back-and-forth action in this one. Match point for the Tadas, 27-26. Ace! Torrance takes a marathon set 1. And then they go on to take set 2 as well. But West storms all the way back to the third set. Alina Nguyen kill. West takes set 3, 25-19, and the next 2 to down the Tatas. Nothing like being down 2 sets to none, but coming all the way back with ABC. It's easy as 1, 2, 3 straight set wins. Since joining the Pioneer League just last year, the Warriors have now won each of their 4 meetings with the Tartars. West is heading back to the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row, and just the 2nd time since 2010. Torrance, on the other hand, misses the playoffs for the 8th straight year. Their last trip was back in 2008. Here's a little history lesson. Barack Obama was elected President of the United States that year. Shooter McGavin once said, "Just stay out of my way or you'll pay. Listen to what I say." I love reciting Happy Gilmore quotes on the show. Great movie. It definitely didn't win an Oscar, but in my world, it did, and only mine. Anyways, in girls prep golf, Tartar senior Nina Novia is #killing it. She is the only golfer out of all the Torrance schools, including Bishop Montgomery, who is still hitting the links this postseason. Novia, the last girl standing at the CIF Southern Section individual finals at Western Hills Country Club. Novia shoots a 77 and ties for 29th place. She advances to the CIF WSCGA Southern State Regional Tournament. Congrats, Nina. In prep girls tennis, 2 Torrance schools still chilling in the CIF Southern Section Division 4 playoffs. South defeats Los Osos and West defeats Etowanda. Both schools heading to the Division 4 semis, and if both win, we will have a Torrance on Torrance CIF championship match. Now that would be wild. Forrest Gump once ran across the entire country. I once ran 3 miles and then never did it again. It's the Pioneer League Finals at Palos Verdes High School. 5 Spartan girls finish in the top 10 in the girls' varsity race. As a team, South finishes first overall, capturing the Pioneer League crown. Over on the boys' side, it's a West party. 6 Warriors cross the finish line first before any athletes from any of the other schools. What? And yeah, the West boys finish up in first, winning their 2nd Pioneer League title in a row. All right, everybody, when we come back, it's a JUCO time. I'll get you Elko men's and women's soccer highlights and the Twitter feed. Get your popcorn ready.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget to check out our Instagram page. That's the SportsDesk TV for cool pics, video, and a wild behind-the-scenes look at the show. In JUCO news, Elko's constant cycle of 1 win followed by 2 losses has been the trend for the 2015 season. And it hasn't been a good one. Kind of reminds me when mullets were supposed to be cool. They never were. Sorry if any of you had mullets at one point in time. Coach Featherstone and co. entered their final away game of the season with Mount San Antonio College, a team they haven't lost to their last 4 meetings. Yeah, Elko tries stopping the cycle of 1 win followed by 2 losses, but it doesn't work. Brent Boehm tosses a TD pass, and Isaac Cox has over 100 yards receiving in the 26-13 loss to the Mounties. Elko is now 3-6 overall and 2-3 in conference play. Even with 1 game left, the Warriors will miss postseason play for the 4th year in a row. Ironically, the last time they went to a bowl game, they played Mount San Antonio College back in 2011. To the pitch now, Elko men's soccer entered their battle with LA Harbor coming off 2 straight losses. Now, the Warriors haven't lost 3 straight since their first 3 games earlier in the season. Elko and LA Harbor tied in their first meeting back in mid-October. Let's pick it up in the second half, 0-0. Marcos Ambries, top cheddar. I hope he's not lactose intolerant. Elko up 1-0. This one got testy. Scary moment here. Ryan Zine, he gets kicked in the lower midsection. Ugh, that's never good to see. He's in a lot of pain. You never want to see that. Later in the second, Elko still up 1-0. Alex Diaz for LA Harbor. He's going to take the pass here. Shot on goal, stoned by Larry Sanchez. You can call him Stonewall Jackson from the Confederate Army. That's one of his many saves on the day. And the rest of this one looked like a hockey game. Andy Marin and Jose Dominguez getting into it. Andy Marin again. Look at this. Marin goes down. Yikes. He was a punching bag all night. All good, though. Elko 1, LA Harbor donuts. Sometimes 1 is all you need. The Warriors snap their 2-game skid and also continue their winning ways over Harbor. The last time the Warriors lost to the Seahawks dates all the way back to October 2013. Same sport, different gender. On the women's side, it's been quite the roller coaster over in Camino land. Since October 23rd, it's been 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss. Yeah, I think you get the point. And if you don't, hit me up on Twitter and I can help you out. It's eerily similar to the football team. Not the exact pattern, but close enough. Anyways, the Lady Warriors could use a win, and if the boys' 1-0 dub over Harbor was any indicator of what was going to happen in this one, then you can call me a human fortune cookie. Just like the boys, the Lady Warriors ended in a tie with the Seahawks in their first meet and greet earlier in the year. Let's pick it up in the second half. Tonya Gonzalez, corner. Rocio Nojero puts it home. 2-1 Elko. Yeah, give me some love. I'll take a couple of high fives and I'll trot. A little over 3 minutes later, the 63rd minute. It's going to be Rocio Nojera. Watch this. Curve, tucked it, bar right. Wow, what a spinning shot. I don't even know how to do that. 3-1 Elko leading. That's going to be your final. Maybe I can foresee the future, or maybe I just looked online. Elko gets back in the win column, but that's totally cool because they now can continue their pattern of 1 win followed by 1 loss followed by a win. This year's squad having much more success over the Seahawks than they did last year. 1 win and 1 tie compared to the 2 losses to Harbor just 1 year ago. Elko is now 6-9-4 overall and 5-5-2 in conference play. Winning is always, well, fun, am I right? The Elko women's volleyball team definitely knows how to win since conference play began just over a month ago. They have won 10 straight matches. 8 of them have been sweeps. Last time they lost a match, back in September. Now that's pretty saucy. I'm going to get a little repetitive here. Elko wins again. They bring their brooms out for the sweep over the LBC like Snoop DOGG Vikings for their 2nd sweep over Long Beach this season. Taylor Bryden and Kazia Boyer combined for 24 kills, and Nikisha Williams adds 11 digs in the 3-0 win. Here's a fun #KILLIN IT fact for you. Elko women's volleyball hasn't lost a conference match in over 2 years. Since that loss, which was to Pasadena City College, Elko has won their last 32 conference matches, and 27 of those have been sweeps. Yeah, 27 of their 32 straight conference dubs. Oh yeah, and 132 years to the day of Elko's last conference loss, renowned painter Pablo Picasso was born. You may have heard of him. Now that's boom sauce. All right, everybody, get jacked. It's time for part 1 of the Twitter feed. For everyone just tuning in, if you hit me up with pics and video, I'll get you right here on the show. A big thanks to everyone who hit me up this week. Eric Wood at Who Is Wood writes, South Catholic League champs, #Night Pride. What a pick of the fellas. They're all pumped up, as they should be. And at Who Is Wood again, sending in a Brendan Marafino to Bryce Matthews touchdown. Here it is. Marafino looks, Matthews catch. Yep, in untouched touchdown. Thanks, Eric Wood, for hitting me up. Arm day all day, brother. All right, everybody, that's going to close the books on another week here on the Sports Desk. As always, we are available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you just feel like saying hello, you can do that as well. Don't forget to tune into the first playoff edition of Friday Night Lights on the Sports Desk on YouTube for highlights, post-game, and myself hanging in the student section. But before I sign off, I'd like to say thanks to those brave men and women who have put their lives on the line for our great country. Please take time to remember our veterans for everything they have done. Take it easy, Torrance. We'll catch you next time.